Hello, welcome to Science Chomp. Today we're going to be looking at cardiovascular problems. Now, I've listed a few here. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list. I'm sure there's many more cardiovascular problems out there, but this is geared towards my students, so I'm just going to focus on these ones, particularly the first four. So the first one is hypertension. Now, this is high blood pressure. Now, blood is kept at a certain amount of pressure, which is okay for the cells. If you increase the pressure, what happens is the cells can burst, so you end up damaging cells. If you damage cells, you damage tissue, and if you damage tissue, you can damage organs. So for that reason, a high blood pressure can lead to things like heart attack, stroke, or even kidney disease. And trust me, these are all organs you can't live without. So that's hypertension, just means high blood pressure. High blood pressure can cause all sorts of other problems. Okay? The next one is atherosclerosis. So atherosclerosis. And what this is a fatty buildup on the inside walls of the arteries. And what this does is it restricts blood flow. As a result, blood pressure goes up, and you have the same problems associated with the first one. In fact, you could say that atherosclerosis and hypertension are almost one and the same thing, but sometimes you can have this without this. Okay? So that's atherosclerosis, a fatty buildup inside of the walls of the artery, causing an increase in blood pressure. Okay? The next one is heart attack. Now, this occurs when part of the heart muscle dies or is damaged. And it happens when an artery delivering oxygen to that part of the heart is basically blocked. So the artery is blocked, so the heart muscle gets starved of oxygen, and as a result it dies, and then it basically just stops working, or it just goes mental for a little while. So that's a heart attack. Okay? The stroke is the brain version of this. So here what's happening is the heart muscle cell is dying because of a lack of oxygen. Here, brain cells are dying because of a lack of oxygen. And of course, your brain is basically what makes you, you. Okay, so you don't ever want to get a stroke. So what's happening is you've got like these blood vessels here, and when they get like blocked off, the brain starves of oxygen, brain cells die. And this is whenever you see someone with a stroke, you can tell, because what happens is half of their face is paralyzed. The other half is kind of okay. And this is happening because, of course, the brain is being starved of oxygen, and it usually affects one side, not the other. Okay? And finally, we've got heart failure. Now, this is different to a heart attack. So a heart failure is what might happen to old people, for example. It's when the heart can't pump enough blood for the body's needs. And as a result, organs get starved of oxygen and waste builds up. So none of that is actually any good. So just to go over it very quickly, hypertension, high blood pressure, damages cells, damages organs. Atherosclerosis, this is a fatty buildup on the inside of an artery, leads to high blood pressure. Heart attack, when the heart itself is starved of oxygen, so the heart muscle cells die, leading to a damaged heart. Stroke is basically when the brain is starved of oxygen. And heart failure is when the heart can't pump enough blood for the body's needs. Okay? Hope that makes sense. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.